done that before. That doesn't work. The locks have to stay away from the microphone. It doesn't do too well otherwise. So, you know what? It's like changing all the parameters. It got to a place where you don't even see my face. So we're gonna have to switch that a little bit. My hair goes here. You're not gonna see it. Go like that. Okay, at least you can see my head now. Okay, well that was a setup in a whole bunch of... Wow. Okay. Okay. It's interesting. I'm wanting to change everything. Like when it came to the setup, there's just so much stuff. The only thing that needed to change was that I brought these two thing in. So there's more energies that are coming in, and it's like you don't need to change anything. You don't need to change anything whatsoever. You just keep doing the same thing that you're doing. So that's the main... This message is for only those that are in ENYELAH. Okay. So... Oh, wow. Okay. This is only for those who have chosen to be committed to ENYELAH. Okay, better. Because everyone is under the order of ENYELAH. Ah, okay. Wow, okay. Yay. All right. So, we put fresh water in today, and we lit one candle. We got 5 there, and now we have another one over here. It's all in tandem. We have the wind blowing, the rain was here in the sunshine, and there's a lot going on. Energetically, I feel very much a vibration of celebration, but it's not necessarily quite celebration, so we're gonna get into it. We're going to get into the cards of the energy of those committed to ENYELAH. Yeah. Yeah, the fire is like the fire today. No, fire! The determination, the fire. Everybody's being enlightened in a whole new way. Theatrical we are today. Yeah, very theatrical today. Oh wow, okay, here we go. Okay, right out of the deck. Just let's go. I got all the emotion underneath. That's exactly what that card is. All of the emotion underneath. Let's go. Yeah. All the emotion. Yeah. So great. here we are. This is all designed. Okay. Some days. Bringing no sunshine out in the rain. The fire heat. Oh, wow. When you're singing from your sail, you're focusing on something that requires a whole mastery to be made. You gotta learn, hey, you gotta learn how to be yourself in order for your voice to come through every time. 'Cause I'm telling you, when you start to concentrate on anybody else, it's their voice coming through you. Is their power? Is their mind? If you're not concentrating on yourself, protecting your voice for you, if you're not protecting all your voice for yourself, somebody else will start using you. So when I'm singing, who is coming from my root? When I say to you, this is how it is. Hey. When you're protecting your energy, it goes with your voice, it goes with everything. Oh, it's still on. Okay, good. Alright, so apparently we had a mini interlude there. Yeah. That not easy, no what? No, sir. If you never knew a voice came through. You're not easy, no what? You're not easy, no what? It's ENYELAH fire. Talk to me now. You can't know what these are feeling like, you know. A one for feel themselves alone, don't it? Yeah, man. Hey, brah. Root nanny, root. Waka como te dia. Killing myself, stealing myself. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. This whole thing them want come out and I want alone to come out. Or we are gonna sleep from inside of things. We want to pull it out inside it, but it not in if I go outside now, so stay alone that one day. Just that one alone. See, look at this. I don't want to go do that something again, you know. I'm gonna order something here. So. All right. Okay. So here we go. So it's all of the emotions. In the depths. And that's why we have this card, is the 100 of water. And all of the water are upside down, so they're all the umbrellas are filling up, and it's like you fill up with all of this emotion. You have so much of it. You have 10 upside down. And the interesting thing is, in the surface realm, in the light realm, there's an aspect of you that has actually tried to take away all of these intricate ones that in this realm are what fill up the emotion. So this is from the root side of things, and this is from the physical side of things. It looks like you've killed off these ones now, the 6 of Cups, and these are all upside down. But the thing is, none of these ones were opening. None of them were open. None of them were like, "Hey, emotion, come here." It was more like, "Hey, emotion, emotion." So it's like, I'm getting that you have killed off these things that were choking out your emotion. And there are 6 of them, the 4 that are together here, and then the 2 specialized ones. The 2 specialized ones I'm getting is like people that were like monitoring you or something of the sort, and just like projecting on you, and you're just like, you know what, kill all those things off, like get rid of those things. We don't need them. We don't want this thing. I want to all of the umbrellas, all of the let's enjoy all of the emotion, full stretch. Exactly. So it's I'm guessing that these were emotional frequencies that you just like you killed them off. It's like a total. In the ENYELAH system, we got rid of a lot of frequencies, like in the business with them, like them not have no use to it. And what this is doing, wow, I love this. So what this is doing is this is the line of the 1 of water. So the 1 of water is the new beginnings, and this is just like stretched out this way. So instead of the umbrellas like this or like this now, this particular umbrella is actually in a completely different direction. So it's kind of like, so for this reading, I actually have them all in alignment. And something that's important is this side is 6, you know, you're looking at this side is 6. You have to realize this whole other side is all 1. So it's really the perspective that you look at what has been built. Like I'm getting this has a lot to do with the ENYELAH system. Like what angle you're looking at it is depending on what number you're going to get. So if you're looking from like under the glass, I believe it's 2. Yes, it's 2 underneath. I don't know. So, and the top is 5, and the side is 3, and this side is 4. So, right? No, yeah, this side is 4. So even though these 2 sides are stuck together, you know, you can't look at the side of this one because everything's aligned. You can look on the side of this one and know what the side of this one is. So you can understand things you know, when they're all pulled together, and I'm getting this is the duality of the same. So it's like what I've built is within inside of one state of one is both sides of the creation. You know, you're both sides of the creation. You're both the soul and the human. You're both the one that receives from the realms, and you're the one that manifests in this realm and receives, right? So you're the one that all the stuff. You're the one that deals with all of the stuff, and there's no more need for a creation partner that's finished and done. So cut that out. Okay, so now we have only ourselves as our manifestation partner and builder and companion in the realms and within ourselves. Yes. Yes. So this is 5 of flowers. This is the prickly branches with the pretty flowers here. These prickly branches really remind me of orchids, and yet these flowers are reminding me of lilies. And so I'm getting it's like a new hybrid type of species of flowers that can work in it's a different environment, it's a different requirement. It's like these normally lilies are in more wet environments. They're planted straight in the ground, where a orchid normally sits on the side of a tree, like it's wrapped around, and it gets everything from the moisture in the air. So it's a totally different environment. So one is like wet, you know, ground, but like really dry air most of the time, I'm assuming, but I guess it doesn't have to be. But orchids have to be in some sort of environment where there's humidity for the roots to be consistently, you know, watered, right? Most of the time they collect it in the moss on the trees, and so in the morning time, and so then they soak up their water for the day, and then as they go through the day, then they get the required amount of water throughout their leaves and everything. So this really has to do with a different environment completely. So this was created in a different environment. So I'm getting that, you know, what I wanted to become, I became, right? And because there's a new line of power, really, and there's a new line of emotion, and so you can be what you need to be based upon whatever. And so, yeah, this is about always creating what you want from your life, no matter what it is. So if you want to be someone who is, you know, looking in a certain way, then you just go and be that. And if you get fight from it and it's not possible, then make it possible. This is really that's what this is about. And this is what I have done, and that's really what this is. It's like all of these emotions, you got rid of those ones, and now you created a new line of like, this is how things are. You created a whole new plant out of yourself, you know, you mixed this and that and did what you needed to do so that you can be exactly who you are. And then these lanterns are upside down, so it is the roots of oneself, and how oneself can be in so many different forms, in different dimensions, is what I'm getting with this specific card. So the overall energy is the 8 of Wands, things that come from nowhere and move, like they're good, like they're on a track. This now I'm getting is like you show up in so many different places, and yet you're the same. You're the same wherever you go. You're a duality with inside of yourself. You're one human. You're here in this realm as this and this and this. You're always who you are, and that's really important for you, for your mental health, for your spiritual health, for your alignment, for your creations. It's like, yeah. That's what ENYELAH is, the whole system built on you're here for yourself, by yourself, because of yourself, for the reasoning of yourself, for the purpose of yourself, in lieu of yourself. Yeah. And that's really what this is communicating. Okay, so now we have the roots in your ability to transact light is what I'm getting. Transact light. You can move and bend and do these things, but you're transacting light. You're pulling it from some place and you're redirecting. Like it's this. You've mastered this in the energy, not just the upper planes, and the frequency of it. So what I'm getting is someone who's like really knows how to do like rebuild the whole wall, the bricks of the wall type of situation. So it's like, you know that the wall is made out of 2s and 6s and 7s. And so you need to do a 7, a 6, and a 2, and a 2, and a 6, and a 7, and a 7, and a 6. And then, yeah, you're learning how to do this. And then you learn how to take a 14 divided by 2 in the instance of this, and then you add a 6, and then you add a 2. Like, it's one of those things, and you're like, okay, well, if I can do that, then why don't I use a 21 and divide it by 3, and then I add a 12 and divide it by 2, and then I add a 1 and times it by 2. And then I get the thing that I want. That's what I'm getting here. It's like, all things. All things. And then we have the never-ending cycles. I'm getting the spiral effect of like, we're always moving forward and we're moving in a circular motion. This is the way it's always been, whether we understood it or not. This is exactly how life is these beautiful cylindrical cycles. And all of the different aspects of our emotions from underneath that is happening because of these cycles. And so this mastery of this, and then collecting the things that you need. Oh, well, I collected a 21, so it's like, okay, well, now I'll go and divide it by 3, and then I'll do this with it, and then I'll move it in this direction and make it happen. And this is the 9 of Swords. So it's the level of difficulty that this is. You have to be able to take up and piece all kinds of things, but not just take up and piece things. You have to recognize things in the darkness for what it actually is, not for maybe even what it's showing up as. But it's like, what is this and how can it be used? How can I break down this entire thing? Like, most people are going to see something that's 21 and like it shows up in this realm as like a container. Just an example, right? So, but for me, when I'm given something like that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can take this and multiply it by this and minus this, and I can pull in a roll of toilet paper. Like, if you understand what I'm saying. So the level of understanding how to even do this and not just see it for what it is, the level of mastery is mind-boggling, like... And that's happening in the depths of the realms by the mind. So that means it's coming from here, going down and doing what it's doing. And this is really showing all of the facets of the sun. So as the sun is this card with all of these different things and impurities, but it also is showing its greatness by all that comes through. So the different things that you've placed, maybe filters or the sheer magnificence of what you've created is what I'm getting. So the sheer magnificence of what you've created, it's just emanating off of you, and it's like, wow. Yeah, definitely. And I'm getting here is like, the judgment, because this is upside down too, is what I'm getting. It's like this is everything's been turned upside down, right? Because normally it's like this is how the tree is, and then the roots go down, but this is like the toxicity of these roots that were, they were not doing anything good for me specifically, right? And neither is this. So basically this ability to transform is being seen, these lines, and how they were actually connected to you, and how you came in and remolded this thing, and you took it from here and you placed it in here, you did this with it, and then you learned how to do, like, it's incredible what you, wow. Cool. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, I know that I did this. To me, it's like, oh yeah, I did that. Other people are like, how did it, that's not, like, yeah, I did that. That's my personality. Yeah, of course I did that. So this is the Knight of Gems. So the gems is a mastery. I'm really getting that this is like coming from like that magician aspect of because pretty much all of the gems have an aspect of the magician in them. And but this one now is like a whole, like, this is something that is, okay, I'm getting that this is an energy specifically that's used for something completely different. Like, completely different. And you have taken it and you've molded it and created it and used all the butterflies and come through and mentally just like re-encapsulated this entire aspect and this entire you've created this character as well, because this character is something that is, kind of been like a piece, but now it's completely something different for people to attune to. So it's not just like an emotional regulation, which is amazing, and it's not just an aspect of fire. It's putting them all together and being the master of them while being the king of all of them. And now you've entered this new level of pulling things apart and repuzzling and doing all of the things, and you've come to this level. It's incredible. It's actually incredible what you specifically have done. It's giving like leader of like it's, because right here I'm getting this coat that's on top of this. It's kind of like you have this creature, this wonderful like creature that does all of these things, and then it's like, yeah, I'll put on a little piece of clothing, which is very like not creature like. It's very, I have a level of sophistication to this. So it's kind of like there's almost like this, it's almost like this type of joking, like, I'm playing with you in an essence, is really what it's getting. And yeah, it's like, I am this creature and I am this fabulous thing, but I'm really also a human, and I do it with sophistication. Like, I can just sit back and do this. And this is all happening in the spiritual aspect of you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. What I'm getting before I move from this has very dark character. I'm looking at the face right now, and this is a very, very, very dark character. You have to have a very different mind in order to accomplish this character. The Knight of Gems is a very dark, and what you might understand is disturbed, but that's just you learning how to do the stuff. The deeper that you go, the more that you have to organize and the more that you have to create certain things. So this is something that normal everyday society would look at you like, is really what I'm getting. Like really, really like, but you've mastered yourself in such a way that it's like, okay, well, whatever, I'm just gonna keep doing me. Like this is a really, really dark character. It's a dark energy that I'm really getting. I'm kind of getting like a better version of, I don't even want to say it. It's kind of like, I don't want to put this idea in your mind. Just think of like a really dark character that would look at you and just be like, It's like, I can see you. I can see everything about you. I know exactly how you think, how you move, how you act. I can mold and create you however I want to. There goes my phone. So, the essence that I was getting is moving and being able to move you. But at the end of the day, the true master, they can say this and know this, and they can do it. But to be, and I guess that's the night. And that's how the night gets commitment. Is this darkness within inside of them. They get the young flame, the young inspired person who has a very simple nature to them, to give to this very complex, dark, but yet mastered and sophisticated being. This energy of commitment from the light, from this type of flame, they use that companion love type of allurement. And I'm getting like here, pause. What are you saying? But then that is all a part of this allurement. It's like that thing that draws you in. Because part of this invitation is part of the burden of this character. In order for this character to master their own mastery of the gem, is this taking it from this committed action into a success is going from we're committed to I got this. Wow, everything's shaking. That camera's shaking. My energy is just moving so much stuff right now. Can't see it. It's like it's shaking everything. And so there's this commitment that this character has that needs to get to go from this commitment into the realization of the success of this. And this is where it gets its mastery, and it's got to keep going. And that's like number 6 is like doomsday. It wants to stay in 4 and 5. This character wants to stay in 4 and 5 in a lot of places in humanity, is what I'm getting right now. This particular character, there's like this bubbling coming up. But to actually come to get into this place where you have success with these commitments is the next step. That's really what I'm getting. Oh, wow. Okay. It's like, I'm getting that this is like shaking the dice. And it's like, but the thing is, it's not a gamble to get here. You've already created it. And it's like, you don't know what you're getting because you've created something. All of these are in the root. Yeah. Key. So you don't know what you're getting, and that's really where the gamble comes from. This is bringing this and the power that is within inside of oneself into the place where, because if you get to the 6 and you accomplish the 6, wow. Okay, let's look into this. Oh my goodness. So the 6 was like, okay, now the 7, you've already got the 7 as well. And the 8 of Wands is here on the surface, drawing this up. Because the 7, we've completed the 7 and the 8 and the 9. We've completed it as this master of fates, Brown and Taylor. And this is drawing this whole thing up, which is why there's all of this emotion. Just you've mastered in the depths the different frequencies. And even though it looked like you put the wrong person to bang your chimes, it's because you were looking at it upside down. You've been covered now. Like you got like that proper you know, the proper dual. So the place that you've been receiving all of this emotion, you now have the other side of you. The universe is willed into existence by your powerful range of emotion. It's a very fast moving emotion. And it's again the night. So I'm getting that it has a lot of these both have an alliance because they're on a similar level of mastery. But this one also carries all the kings and all the queens. The emperor and the empress. Because the gems is like, you have all of the other cards, and then the gems is like the ones on the top that have all of the other ones. So now 3 of gems in the physical realm. You've got solidified characters. You have a totally black one and a totally white one, and you have one fully speckled. Lots of black spots, lots of white, freckles of black. Freckled one is in the middle. And the underneath. I'm getting that there's a part of you that needs to emerge as the one that is the center. And the one that created all the rest. Okay. This is a piece of your story that is it's a new part of the story, like a new book. You know, like encyclopedias have like 10 books or whatever, 20 books. This is a new one. Is Z. It's the end of the alphabet. Is the end of a specific story, and you just needed this mental piece of how everything's been formed. For you to realize your princess of gems. Your princess of gems and your knight of gems are the similar level, but one's in the masculine aspect and the other one's in the feminine aspect. So the masculine aspect I showed you is like that really dark, right? And the princess of gems has more like a fairy-like. He's still dark. He's like the black moth. Black Widow, Black Moth, Black Mamba type of, I have the ability to take life. So this one is more of a ability to manipulate and control. And this one is the sense of, I have the ability to revive or remove life. It's my job and I love it. It's a character that grows things. She knows how to piece together things. So if you've noticed, in all of my princess, they have these balls. These are the balls of their power in their specific suit. And in the gems, they're the biggest. They're the biggest. They're ways of moving through whatever they need to move through. Is their special, it's kind of like a technology, kind of like a tool, kind of like some people might say it's gifting or abilities or usability of energy, something of the sort. So it's really important to know that this is a part of you that has formed these other characters based upon what you have observed and based upon what you've seen that they observe about you. And then you're remaking of it to place it into the multiverse. This is a mastery of emotion, and it's also very emotional for you. I'm really seeing the power of the reptilian aspect of self, as well as the wisdom on how to use the observer to create a point in time and space for things to be built into. This lends into the mastery of that specific card over there. It's the place within ENYELAH, within the Ada of ENYELAH. Yeah. There's a lot of complexity to that emotions of the king of emotions. There's so many things that needed to be balanced and in the right, and everything needed to be correct in order to form these. Like a lot of things more than I could actually even start to go into. Like I said a lot, right? But it's just so much more than that. I'm getting that everything has to be perfect in order to form these things, these characters, this perfection. Yeah. I'm also getting this is lending to ENYELAH, me specifically, Brown and Taylor, forming soul bodies. And then all of this, but it's creating these things. That's where the mind is, like, you really formed these specific people. And then this is in the surface. So this now, all of this formed through. So this now is surfaced into, is the first of plants, the first of flowers. So it's coming out into the actual physical realm, all of this. You're seeing it in these characters that you've developed. This is 100 of gems. So this is an entire, it's like you have an entire cave that you have put a whole bunch of these types of, but in here. And instead of them being these round ones that are specifically created, these ones were more like tuned and created. These ones all have like a similarity to them. So I'm kind of getting like they all come from this one thing. So it's like a group. It's like a grouping. I'm getting it's a grouping. Kind of like how there's a grouping that I created specifically on the tarot community that all have these specific attributes and things in the deeper realms, and it has been molded like that. So now that that's going to come through, you're going to get certain types of themes and messages and ways to read these things, which is going to be more aligned with ENYELAH Tea. So it's going to be about everything is about the internal self coming out. There's no more of that, outside he said, she said, like that stuff is gone. So you're going to get a whole realm of, leaders within that community that have been molded by me. And this is going to show up 7 of flowers so delicately, so wonderfully, just blossoming into this beautiful physical realm that we have. It's going to be really grounded and it's going to feel so good for them that the other ways are just going to be like, well, this is going to feel so strong and grounded in, grown from ENYELAH. Whole communities. And then this is people noticing, more and more people noticing, like, oh, that's how they're doing it. Oh, wow, that's how they're doing it. Like, oh, like peeking around the corner, kind of like this. Oh, I like what they're doing. Let me pay attention to them. So it's a sense of like this community is going to get a lot of attention from the rest of the community, and it's going to be totally grounded in ENYELAH, so they're not going to really see too much of whatever it is because they'll be concentrating on themselves. But all these others are going to be like, oh, what is this? And like, how is this all happening? And I can see this sense of like, they're going to be the characters that they're talking about, and they're not even going to realize it because they're thinking that they're the center and the other people are the characters, but they're the other characters because that's what they've repeated. And so this will be a beautiful reflection for them mentally in the deeper realms of really where they come from. And they come from the place of everybody else's opinion, right? Versus where ENYELAH has rooted these balanced flowers to read effectively, right? Which is reading from yourself, for yourself, because of yourself, for the reason of yourself. So when you're sharing these things, it comes to a place where people are like, yeah, that's like my story. But it's being read in the sense that you're all the characters. That's really important. So all of these, I'm getting that all of these formations that were made in a lover's bond. If every single one of these was made with ENYELAH in a lover's bond. So the way that I'm going to best explain it is it's like I had all of these people that were in love, and I molded and transformed them and then made them their own entity or their own. I need to make sure you can see ENYELAH Tea. Yeah. Doing a lot at once. This is the power of two. The power of two flames. Yeah, it's a duality. It's a way to be able to do something is locking into something, then you can pressurize it because you'll lock it in, right? Um, the root nanny. Getting this is definitely all done in the dark. All of it. Because I can see all of these things. And you, whoever you are, you have these abilities as well. So I used those abilities for you to understand how to mold and shape certain things. No, for you to communicate with yourself. The root nanny is what's used to communicate with yourself. So especially this new formation, they'll be using the part in them that is very much like the root nanny to communicate these things to themselves. Yep, that's the beginning and the end of it. That's the beginning and the end of it. It's like I knew that this flame wasn't going to stick. And so I did this because I know that I need 5. So I did this one. I'm feeling there's like a whole coordination here. It's like I know that that one is not any good, even though it was cemented into the thing. So we just lit one over here that we can ping too. That is a full and 100% correct. It's like I know that that wasn't going to be there. It's like you wanted to go get high somewhere and just go be on some couch doing something different with your life because you committed to it. You said you're going to be there, but when the time came, when the time came for me to say, hey, I need you to be here to do this, to form this, this person, then I did it. So I invoked somebody else. I did, and I realized exactly what it is and who it is and how it happened. And it's like that seat needs to be I don't know. It's been formed in ENYELAH. And that person does not want to put any passion and any energy to it. They're just like, I don't need to. I've been formed. I'm good. I don't need to help you with anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't have to give you anything. I'm just gonna sit here. And it's like everybody else is like on fire. Like, yes. We're doing this. We're forming all of the things that need to be formed. Burning the midnight oil. Oh, wow. Yeah, this person who has one of the most prestigious positions just doesn't care. They just don't care. There's always a way around everything. So if they don't want to be there, they don't want to do it. This is actually 6. 5 is lit. 6, manifestation. I'm getting that 6 of Wands is like every one of these people are really dark characters. Very dark characters. Very, very dark characters. Every single one of these characters. And the fire needed from this level of self to pull this up was required. And because this person they don't care, even though they've been cemented into this whole pot, they're just like, I'm not with it. I don't care. I don't believe in what's going, well, I do believe, but not enough to actually do anything about it or put any flame to it. And so I was like, okay, well, you were created into it. You don't want to do it. So I let everybody else go time. I found somebody else that was passionate enough to do something and pulled from them because it had to happen. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I had to get a willing person, and the person was willing. Like, willing. This person, no business. I did what I had to do. Yeah, we just had to get rid of it. And it's like part of that mastery of like, okay, well, I got 21 and I need 7. So let's multiply this by this and divide by this or whatever, and let's get the number. Let's do this. And I did it. It's been a long time coming. To build this and have all of the stuff done correctly. Thank you for being here. This is ENYELAH Tea. You can find me at ENYELAH.com to commit to me. And if you're looking for something more potent, then joining my membership 22 will allow you to have one-on-one conversations, possibly be considered for services, transformational services, conversations about your business, analysis. Yeah, lots going on. ENYELAH Tea 08. And my website, ENYELAH.com, has all my online accounts. So if you're on an online account, make sure you go to that place in order for you to know if the account that you're on is actually mine, so that you can actually support me by viewing and commenting on my pages so that my stuff gets to go where it needs to go and be supported properly.